Alright, what is going on? Welcome back to Chicago Karl. This is our YouTube channel. If you like what you see, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. You can also check out our Instagram, which is at chicagokarl.yt. Check out our Twitter at chicagokarl, no caps, no spaces. Without further ado, today we are bringing you our preview for day 3, technically, of March Madness. We're going to be looking at the West and the East brackets today, and we're going to be looking at the round of 64. So the games being played today will be played on March 20th. I'm recording this really late at night, so here we go. First, in the West, we've got Gonzaga and Norfolk State. Norfolk State obviously won that play-in game, with Appalachian State. Norfolk State barely edged out App State. And because of this, and because Gonzaga's a 1 seed, they've proven themselves. If you've watched any Gonzaga basketball, you know they're a good, proven program. I'm picking Gonzaga to win this one easily. I think they'll blow Norfolk State out of the water, so they're going to move on. Second game, we've got 8 seed Oklahoma versus 9 seed Missouri. Missouri, I watched a couple of Missouri games this year on the SEC network. I didn't think Missouri was a great team. I didn't think they were anything special to look at, and I kind of feel the same way about Oklahoma. Oklahoma played in a stacked conference with Baylor. You had West Virginia, very good conference. You had Texas, and I mean they fought for themselves. They played well, and for this reason, I saw Missouri struggle against teams from the Missouri Valley. I saw them struggle against Bradley. I think Oklahoma's taking this game, and I think Oklahoma's going to have a matchup with Gonzaga in the second round. Then we move to number 5, Creighton. They take on number 12, UC Santa Barbara. And while I do think UC Santa Barbara has one of the coolest logos in all of NCAA, I think McDermott takes this win. I think he just blows UCSB out of the water. Creighton obviously was a proven team in the Big East. They played good competition all year. They were at one point, I think they were ranked in the top 10 at one point. That could be wrong. But they were, at points in the season, they were very highly ranked. It's a very good team. Everyone knows McDermott runs a good program. I'm not going to get into his recent, the racial issues, but I think McDermott and company wins this game. I think Creighton moves on. Then we've got number 4, Virginia, facing off against number 13, Ohio. Obviously, Virginia, everyone's favorite choker. They lost to UMBC a couple years ago when they were this 1 seed. This year, they've got Ohio from the MAC. I got to give it to Virginia. I don't think they're going to choke this one away. The MAC is a weak conference. Ohio isn't a very strong team. And I think Virginia just takes this one. I think it's a one-time thing. They're going to learn. They're going to take the win. They're just going to move on. Not much to say, really. Then we've got number 6, USC, Southern California, versus number 11, Drake, out of the Missouri Valley. Drake played a great game with Wichita State, a game that I thought was very entertaining and back and forth. I think USC just takes this one. I don't think Drake is a bad team by any means, but the fact that Drake struggled with Wichita State, and, yes, Drake's record was very good, but the teams they played every single week and month, like they were playing Illinois State, which is not a good team. They were playing other teams that weren't great, like Northern Iowa, Indiana State. USC takes this game, and they're just going to move on past it. It's a good Pac-12 team will almost always beat one of the best teams from the Missouri Valley every year. And then we've got number 3, Kansas, taking on Eastern Washington. I'm giving it to Kansas. I don't think anyone's going to argue with this. Kansas has a great team, a great core this year. Obviously, they fell a little bit compared to their preseason expectations, but I think they still have a win against Eastern Washington, and I think they'll have a great matchup with USC in that second round. That'll be a must-watch game. Here's where I think things get a little tricky. We've got Oregon versus VCU. I'm taking VCU. I'm taking the upset here. I think VCU is a great team. I don't think Oregon is a great team. I think VCU is underrated. We saw HBCUs already in the tournament have a little bit of success. We saw Norfolk State win their playing game, and I believe Texas Southern is also an HBCU, and they won their playing game. So we've got good HBCUs so far. I think the trend continues here. I think VCU takes Oregon, and it's just a well-ran program. Obviously, Shaka left years ago, but that doesn't mean the team is bad by any means. I think they have some juice left in them, and not much to say here for the next game. To finalize the West bracket, we've got number 2 Iowa taking on number 15 Grand Canyon University GCU, the second online school to make to the tournament besides Liberty. That's a joke, by the way. I'm well aware they have a campus in Arizona, but I'm giving this one to Iowa. I think Garza and company is just going to come in, shut them down. It'll be a good day for the Hawkeyes in Iowa City, and I think it's just going to be a blowout. I think that Grand Canyon team is honestly really good for being the 15th seed. I think they're really good, but they play against not good competition day in and day out. And I think I think Iowa's going to have an easy route to the Sweet 16, and I think Iowa can go far based on what I've seen here so far. So that concludes the West. It was moved to the East. Final bracket today. We've got first game, number 1 Michigan versus number 16 Texas Southern. Here's where I think that HBCU magic runs out a bit. Michigan's taking this game, let's be honest here. Texas Southern, not a great team. I know they got past the Mount, as they called Mount St. Mary, but the bus is running out of gas. Michigan's taking this game. They're running back to Ann Arbor. They're going to make it to the second round pretty easily. Then we've got number 8, LSU versus number 9, St. Bonaventure. This is a game where I've seen a lot of people call for that St. Bonaventure upset. I'm not buying it. I think the SEC gets another win here. The SEC has started off pretty well in this tournament. They won a couple games today on the first day, and I think they're going to continue tomorrow. They're going to beat St. Bonaventure, and I think we're going to have a purple and yellow LSU-Michigan matchup in that second round, and I think that'll be a great game to watch. Next, we've got number 5 Colorado, the Buffs, taking on the Hoyas of Georgetown. I think Georgetown really should not even be in the tournament, let's be honest here. I know Patrick Ewing made his headlines with the MSG security and the blah, 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 whatever. Georgetown is not a great team. They're nothing special. I think Colorado's going to smack them, if I'm being honest. And I think Georgetown goes home easily. It was fun while it lasted, but Georgetown started off so poorly this year, and I know they're hot, but I just don't see a reason. I don't see anything pointing as to why Georgetown's going to beat Colorado. I know it's a popular upset, but I'm just not buying into it. I don't think it's going to happen. And then that next game, we've got 4 Florida State versus number 13 UNC Greensboro. UNC Greensboro, in my mind, is similar to Cleveland State. They shouldn't even be here. I know they got to give the conference winners a spot, but come on, really? UNC Greensboro, if you look at their schedule, they weren't winning games by a ton. They were struggling to beat some teams on their schedule. I think Florida State, I think the Seminoles run away with this. I think the ACC gets another win here, and I think we're going to see a pretty good 4-5 matchup in Colorado and Florida State. I think that'll be a great game. And in next game, we've got BYU, Brigham Young University, taking on the play-in winner of that great Michigan State-UCLA game. We've got UCLA. Pretty simple. I'm taking the upset here. I think UCLA is going to still stay hot off that Michigan win. I think UCLA is taking BYU. I know BYU's got a good team this year. They've got a good core, but UCLA has looked very strong against Michigan. They looked like a team that shouldn't have. That play-in game was a very good play-in game. Usually the playing games do not have that high quality of basketball being played, but this was an exception. This was great, and UCLA is taking this one. So then after that, we've got number 3 Texas taking on number 14 Abilene Christian, and in this game, I'm taking Texas all the way. Abilene Christian does not stand a threat, and there you go. Following that, we've got number 7 UConn taking on number 10 Maryland. And here's where I think I'm calling for another upset. I'm taking Maryland over UConn. I think Maryland played well in the Big Ten. They faced better competition. I know the Big Ten teams had a bad day for the first day of the tournament. I know Purdue got out. I know Ohio State got embarrassed. But I think Maryland takes this. I really think they do. I think their roster is better. I think they came to the tournament a bit hotter. And I think they get out of here with a win. And in that last game of the day, we've got number 2 Alabama taking on number 15 Iona. Everyone's making a fuss over Pitino and Iona. I don't buy it. Iona plays in a horrible conference, and they're an above-average team. They're gonna win. They're gonna win their tournament every year. It's how that works. Okay, Alabama, pretty good SEC team this year. Pretty good SEC team. The SEC is hot. Alabama, in my mind, is leagues better than Iona. I know Iona is fresh because they didn't start playing until like December or something, or January, something crazy like that. But Alabama's taking this win. Alabama and Maryland in that second round. I think that will be a beautiful game to watch. And I think we could see a Big Ten upset, maybe. Again, that's all speculative, but I think that game's over with. So just to conclude of everything that's been said today, that number 1 game, Gonzaga, Norfolk State, we're taking Gonzaga. That Oklahoma, Missouri game, we're taking Oklahoma. Creighton, UCSB, we're taking Creighton. Virginia and Ohio, we're taking Virginia. USC versus Drake, we're taking the Trojans. Kansas versus Eastern Washington, we're taking Kansas. Oregon and VCU, I'm taking VCU. Iowa and Grand Canyon, taking Iowa all the way. We've got Michigan and Texas Southern. Now we're going to the East bracket, taking Michigan. We've got LSU and St. Bonaventure, taking LSU. We've got the Buffs in Colorado and the Hoyas in Georgetown, we're taking the Buffs. We've got Florida State and we've got UNC Greensboro, we're taking Florida State. We've got BYU taking on UCLA. We're taking UCLA on that one, taking the upset. We've got Texas and Abilene Christian, taking Texas. We've got UConn and Maryland, taking Maryland, another upset right there. And we've got Alabama and Iona, we're taking Alabama, hands down. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked what you saw today, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at chicagocarl.yt. Follow us on Twitter at chicagocarl. And have a nice day. Keep watching the tournament. Let me know what you think in the comments below.